something, I've been checking you out. Baby, you caught my eye, I wanna see where this goes. Want you to be my wife, baby, it's something special, more perfect than a diamond. Got the body of a wine glass, I granted you permission, yeah, I give you the hard pass. Let's not let all of this time pass, I want you here forever, on heaven, earth, beyond that. I like you, I like to see where we can go beyond here. And if you feel that way too, let's go fly away and see where we land. Baby, I would like to get to know you. Baby, I would like to see if you feeling this way too. I've traveled the world and I've never seen quite a smile, never seen such a girl as beautiful as you are tonight. Baby, I would like to get to know you. Time is precious, that's why I can't waste none of it. You're my prescription, make me your default, I'll forget. Baby, just listen, I'm finna wrap it up real quick. You're full of gifts, like a present, I call it Saint Nick. If you choose me and make me your boo, I'll stay beside you, hope you fight all your obstacles. I'll always treat you, make you feel everything's possible. I'll always love you and trust you, oh baby. You see me through all my flaws and negative vibrations. That's why I'm digging you, baby. Tell me what you wanna do. Baby, I would like to get to know you. Baby, I would like to see if you feeling this way too. I've traveled the world and I've never seen quite a smile, never seen such a girl as beautiful as you are tonight. Baby, I would like to get to know you. Baby, I would like to get to know you. Baby, I would like to see if you feeling this way too. I've traveled the world and I've never seen quite a smile, never seen such a girl as beautiful as you are tonight. Baby, I would like to get to know you. I like to see where we can go beyond here. And if you feel that way too, let's go fly away and see where we land. Baby, let me tell you something, I've been checking you out. Baby, you caught my eye, I wanna see where this goes. Want you to be my wife, baby, it's something special, more perfect than a diamond. Got the body of a wine glass, I granted you permission, yeah, I give you the hard pass. Let's not let all of this time pass, I want you here forever, on heaven, earth, beyond that. I like you, I like to see where we can go beyond here. And if you feel that way too, let's go fly away and see where we land. Baby, I would like to get to know you. Baby, I would like to see if you feeling this way too. I've traveled the world and I've never seen quite a smile, never seen such a girl as beautiful as you are tonight. Baby, I would like to get to know you. Time is precious, that's why I can't waste none of it. You're my prescription, make me your default, I'll forget. Baby, just listen, I'm finna wrap it up real quick. You're full of gifts, like a present, I call it Saint Nick. If you choose me and make me your boo, I'll stay beside you, hope you fight all your obstacles. I'll always treat you, make you feel everything's possible. I'll always love you and trust you, oh baby. You see me through all my flaws and negative vibrations. That's why I'm digging you, baby. Tell me what you wanna do. Baby, I would like to get to know you. Baby, I would like to see if you feeling this way too. I've traveled the world and I've never seen quite a smile, never go. Fly away and see where we land.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Latin Explaining. My name is Denise Gonzalez. For those who don't know me, for those who do, welcome, guys. I hope everyone is having a great Monday. I hope that this week started being very productive for you guys. I know it did for me. I mean, it started a little slow for me, very chill. I love this week. I see that MK Afro Hispanic Association and Johnny Mills already started the chat. Welcome, guys. It's nice to have you here. I see that we already have 8 people. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we haven't started. So make sure you hit that like button as you come in. Also, I want to say to the people that are catching this on the replay, guys, thank you for uh, allowing me to have a space in your day-to-day life and to keep you informed and many, many other things. And to the people that are listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts, thank you, Latin explainers from abroad. Thank you for supporting the platform. I am very honored. Like I said, it's not that I'm not honored by the people that are here that have been rocking with Latin explaining from the beginning. I am. Trust me, you guys are the originals, kind of like the Avengers, the original Avengers. But now in this case, the actual all the superheroes in between. So like I said, it's very nice to have you guys here, especially on a day like today that we're gonna talk. Obviously, if you guys saw the thumbnail, you know I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is my beautiful island, Puerto Rico. So I see that Johnny Mills, Don Armando, and Ramon, the introvert Boricua, are already here. What's up, guys? ¿Cómo están? Like I said to people coming in, make sure you hit that like button. And if you have not done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications so that you don't miss anything, any single second. Okay, so definitely, guys, it's been a nice comeback since I come back. It's been very nice. I appreciate everyone's support, all the new subscribers. We're on the road to 400 subs on our first year here on Latin Explaining. And like I said, I'm very grateful because I've seen many channels that have struggled stream for years before even acquiring 1,000. And already on my first year, I already have almost 400. I'm sorry. I wish almost 400 subs, which is a milestone because I always thought like the first year I'm good with 100, and you guys gave me 400. So thank you for believing in me. Thank you for allowing me into your homes, into your devices, and to carve a little corner to listen to my perspective regarding local news. We know that in the world we live in, we have a lot of people bullshitting us regarding many things, and we don't want to hear those, right? So like I said, I want to thank everyone for allowing me this space, and I don't take it for granted. So without any further ado, and after all the thanks, guys, let's get this show started.
To the next level.
Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. We're gonna start, and I get it. I usually don't like to start this way. I honestly don't like to start with like negative things, but I am pissed. Okay, I am, and I'm gonna say like what I've always said. This show is not for children. It's not even registered for people under 21. So if you're under 21, please exit the conversation right now. So I am pissed. There's no other word. And pissed doesn't even angered, infuriated. Like, it doesn't even acquired or amass my feelings towards this case, and it's going to be a little graphic what I'm going to talk about. So I am sorry if this is triggering, if the topics of sexual assault is triggering to you. Also exit the conversation right now, because what I'm going to touch on has no name. I don't think I've ever seen something so heinous, so disgusting. I've never seen it. But let's get into it, okay? Now, this guy, Carlos A. Soto Rivera, from Gurabo, Puerto Rico, born in March 13. That's my bad luck number. I already, everything that has a 13 is bad. Of 1973, 5'3", 130 pounds. He basically, this guy over here, right, decided that it was a cool idea. Okay. Hey, Daniel Valencia, it's nice to have you here. He decided it was a cool idea to get with this lady that supposedly is a Christian, Ana M. Castro, and had a girl with chronic autism. And he decided it was a cool idea to play house with her daughter and assault her in a sexual manner. And the girl is only 13 years old. It's been happening for a very long time, and it isn't up till now, when the girl, of course, got her period, that the girl is 34 weeks pregnant. It was discovered now when the pregnancy is so far into, almost completion. And this guy, of course, was arrested. He has a bail of $500,000. He could not post that bail, so he's been already put in prison. Well, in jail, technically, if we're speaking in proper terms. But I have so many questions. Because there's a lot of people, and this sexual assault started when this girl was 3 years ago, when she was 10. Okay. So I don't know. I honestly don't know, like I said, how to describe my feelings towards this case. All I know is that there's never been a bigger set of pigs, because there's 2 people involved in this, okay, on planet Earth. Okay. Hey, Jose, what's up? Yeah, I started the show a little bit later because of what you told me, so to give you time to be here. So I don't know. I honestly don't know who can be more disgusting than, the mom that actually groomed this girl and cleaned her up, because there's no way. And I've heard people still saying, some people, not the majority, some people still saying on the comment sections that supposedly, oh, you should not judge. We don't know the position the mom was in, blah, 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 blah. Look, I am so sorry, but there is no way you did not know your girl was touched. Okay? There's no way that you didn't know. Okay? There's certain things that happen after we have a sexual encounter as a woman for the first time. There's no way you didn't know. You're 100% in charge of this girl. She has chronic autism. It's not mild, it's severe. Okay? It's been happening for 3 years, and then there's no way. Let's say that didn't cross your mind. Probably she showers by herself, which is not true. She showers with the help of her mom. But let's say that, you didn't notice. And then when she got her first period, now that she's pregnant, how do you did not know every month when the period never came? How come you didn't notice she was pregnant? There's no way you didn't know as a mom. There's no way that you waited till 34 weeks into this disgusting nightmare for this girl. Okay? There's no way you did not know. I've heard rumors as well that she's, she was involved and she knew and she groomed the girl and she cleansed the girl so that this pig could abuse her. That poor girl. But we don't know that yet. This is still a developing case. But I want you guys to remember that phase. This is the phase of disgusting behavior. This is the phase of, like I said, I have no other description than a pig. He's that disgusting. He's literally that disgusting. So yesterday we got a hold of this. And for the people that are saying that we're not supposed to judge the mother, I am judging the mother. I don't care about people's feelings on this. I care about that girl, that little angel. How many people are out here today that cannot have children? And I'm sorry for the word I'm going to use, this cunt actually had that blessing, and look what she did with it. Now, last night, she was she was a person of interest. This morning she was charged. Ana M. Castro from Gurabo, Puerto Rico. She was charged because there was no way she wasn't involved. She knew, and she even admitted it to the cameras that she knew. Now, Ana M. Castro. Hey, Rakim, what's up? Ana M. By the way, thank you, Rakim, for that donation. I appreciate it, guys. I get it. You love to watch my show, but we need to start supporting the show with our dollars. If you love this show to continue, hit that catch up. I don't care if it's $1, $2, whatever you can do, but it's time to support the channel, especially if you're an ongoing guest, right? So let's continue. So this lady, if we can call her that, because she's another pig, that's literally, she's another pig. Okay, she'll clean her girl and leave her there just to let that man have his way with this angel. Okay, and then when she got charged, she was also put on a $500,000 bail that she could not post. So instead of being put in jail because she could not post her bail, she started complaining that she had chest pains. Mind you, she did not have chest pains. And this is something that I have not seen anyone cover yet in the corporate bot media in Puerto Rico or even here. This monster did not have chest pains when her daughter was pregnant. She did not have chest pains when she found out. She did not have chest pains when her girl was being abused. She did not have chest pains when all this stuff came out. But she got them when she realized, I have handcuffs. I'm going to jail. I don't have the bail. She's a monster. And this is just more proof that I keep telling people when they come at me and keep glorifying the Latin sector. We have disgusting issues as well. We're not perfect people. We're just people. We have great people, but we have pigs in our community too. And they're not scarce. We have a lot of pigs, including women pigs, because there's no way. A mother is supposed to be a protector. A mother is supposed to be a nurturer. A mother is supposed to give and surrender her life for her offspring. I've never seen, well, I've seen many things, but this amount of disgusting behavior is just, I don't know how to even, oh my God, I don't know how to even, whew. I only wish that these people get destroyed in jail, to be honest with you. It's so insane. It's so insane because I can't believe it. And then later on, the father of the girl finally got access. And this is the same thing that, and again, I've been saying for the longest time. When people keep saying that these problems don't happen in PR, and we see it as a joke, you know, if the pesebre was Puerto Rican, you know, Mary would have kept the baby and charge charge Joseph with child support and not let the baby, not let Joseph see the baby, you know. But I want you guys to hear from the father what he has to say. For the people that doesn't know Spanish, don't worry, I will translate for you guys.
Señora, tiene las cámaras. Pide perdón.
Si en algún momento han dicho que yo no veía a mi hija, si yo la veía. Es lamentable.
¿Sabía que estaba embarazada?
No, en ningún momento yo me di cuenta, porque después hubo un tiempo que la iba a buscar y no me la daba porque supuestamente estaba durmiendo.
¿Usted le enviaría a este sujeto?
Now, you guys just saw the father, right? And what he was saying was, for the people that don't know Spanish, is that the father, people started asking if the father was, you know, he had a relationship with his daughter. And he basically said that, you know, he did have a relationship with the daughter, but in the latest, like for the last months, every time he will go pick up his daughter, the mom would tell him, oh, like she can go because she's sleeping, or she will make excuses so that he could not see the girl. So he will go away thinking, well, maybe, you know, maybe it's true. Maybe she doesn't. Why would you, be suspicious about anything? But then this is what happened. This is literally what happened. So, like I said, this is something I don't even know how to approach this. This is so disgusting. This is so disgusting. Okay, I don't even know how to describe this, but this is the face of a pig. There's no other name for this person. Okay, so for the people that are keep saying that we should not judge, I want you to put yourself in her shoes, in that girl's shoes. Like, you don't know what's happening to you. You know, you have a condition that doesn't allow you to have normal social responses, you know, and this is the country we're living in. This is the country that we are living in. It's so crazy. It's so insane. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. It's just gross. It's just disgusting. Now I see that Johnny Mill says the men in prison do not like child molds. I did not feel sorry for this man if he gets beat up. Yeah, it's going to come his way. I can guarantee you, because in Puerto Rico it's a little harsher, and people come up dead. No questions asked. I said that I see that Danny Valencia said, seems like animals like that, all of a sudden they get caught and have all kinds of physical ailments. Even that Harvey guy, but he's fertilized now before they turn him out like he did those dumb. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but literally it's disgusting. I say that Jose says this female treated her child as a pawn. Listen, I'm so glad you make that point. There are women out there that are this gross. And if you, and I'm talking to the single fathers, you know, if you see this happening, if you see that your kid is being kept from you, if you see that you cannot have access to your child, call the authorities. Something is going down. You know, something is going down. There's no way in hell that it's normal for you to not see your child. And I don't care if it's boy or girl, because both get equally as abused. It's just that the male's abuse doesn't get talked about, because boys are not supposed to be abused, quote unquote, right? But there are mothers out there that pimp their girls. I love what Daniel Valencia said. Yeah. There are mothers out there that do pimp just to have a man and keep that man by her side. Oh, you can have the younger version of me right here. She doesn't have to consent. I'll make her consent. That happens more often than you might think. More often than you might think. That's one thing I will always be grateful to my mother. When she got divorced, I was still a teen, very early in my teen years. She never remarried. And she always told us why. She didn't want no weird man around us. It's disgusting. Yeah, Johnny Mills. She deserves to rot in hell. They and one thing I'm gonna say, I remember in 2012. Was it no 2011? For the people in 20, because I'm a firm believer in the death penalty. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. I honestly don't care. I get that innocent people get killed. I get that. But I do believe we should have the death penalty. We should. There are cases that are so, like, I don't care what you say. The Buffalo mass shooter, mother effer, should get the electric chair. He deserves that. He does. Derek Chauvin, he deserves the death penalty. Okay? This pig deserves the death penalty. And then he deserves to be revived again and killed again and revived again and killed again until we get tired of seeing him. And in 2011, because I see a lot of people in the island are like, oh my God, the death penalty. Why we don't have, this dude deserves the death penalty. Why we don't have the death penalty? I'm going to tell you something. We don't have the death penalty because we voted against it. Okay? We voted against it. In 2011, we got asked that question. People ask us that question. Okay? And we said no. Not me. I voted yes. I always believed the death penalty was the right way to go. We need the death penalty. We do. But it isn't until years later when crime got worse, right? That now we're crying for the death penalty. Well, this is what we wanted. This is what we voted for. This pig and the mom both deserve to get killed. Because this girl doesn't need a reminder, living reminder, that she went through this nightmare. Unfortunately, she's pregnant with a girl that she did not consent to have. And now she has to have that girl. She has to go. Imagine you're chronically autistic and you have to give birth. Imagine the trauma you already suffered through all this abuse for 3 years, this nightmare that had lasted 3 years. You experience pregnancy. Pregnancy is difficult. It's super difficult for a woman. You're 13. You know the amount of changes that happen through your body. And now, with your chronic condition, you're supposed to give birth. Just think about that for a second. She doesn't need, and we don't need a living reminder of this disgusting, heinous, monstrous, and demonic episode. We don't. And I'm going to keep you guys posted on this case. We're going to follow up on what happens on this case. Because like I said, moms of today are one of the worst quality moms I've seen in my life. In my life. And the court system has to get freaking better. You have to do better. And a lot of people might think that I'm just exaggerating. I've seen enough. I don't know if you guys remember. I went to school. At my private school, there was a girl that was very violent, that destroyed and disfigured a girl's cheek on a fight. But she was in, I think, 8th or 9th grade. Oh, because it was a Christian school. We don't talk about that. Then a few years later, she had a 5-year-old girl by one man and a 1-year-old by another dude. And we always said that girl was psychotic. We always said it. The father of the girl tried in the court system to get that girl from her. But the court system in Puerto Rico said that the mom was fit, because always we're under this pre-assumption of innocence, as if women can do no wrong. They're the best and the most fit parent to take care of the children. So they denied his motion to get his precious angel. And what happened? 2012. She became the news on a Sunday because she had an outrage, a psychotic, manic episode, because she was jealous that her man was having a discussion and he was going to go hang out with friends. She stabbed both the kids and set the house on fire. Stabbed herself once in the belly, non-lethal, not where anything bad could happen to her because it hurt too much. Killed a 5-year-old girl and the 1-year-old boy. Traumatized even the first responders. The dad had to bury his 5-year-old girl, and the dad of the 1-year-old boy is still in a mental institution till this day. That's the quality of modern moms. But no, the court systems don't have to change, right? They're not biased. We want to keep saying that. We want to literally keep saying that. I see that Daniel Valencia says, here in Texas got the death penalty. Heck, they even execute the innocent just because of previous record. They will put you on death row. In 10 years, they put you down. Yeah. I see that Jose says, when my mom was alive, she sacrificed so much for me and gave me nothing but love and understanding, because there were moms back then. Modern moms are not like that. Modern moms are abusing their kids, touching their kids, pimping their kids, killing their kids, doing everything with their poor kids. And those kids grow up, and those are the devious people that you see out here. That's the people that we have to deal with. And that's society. That's literally it. So I hope, like I said, I'm going to keep you guys posted on this case. I know I've spoken a lot about it. It's gross. Whew. But I had to get it out of my chest. I had to have my little rant. Whew. Lord, this is too much. Now, guys, let's just move to something completely different to kind of lighten the mood, right? Because it's Monday, let's not forget. And something funny has happened, you know, regarding one of our favorite singers, Jennifer Lopez, or mejor dicho, better said, Jennifer Affleck. Jennifer Lopez, you guys know that I touch on the fact that she had her fourth marriage, and this time to her former fiance, almost 20 years ago, the actor Ben Affleck. And a lot of people love or hate Bennifer. I happen to like Bennifer, but I mean, a lot of people have hate for Bennifer, including Ben Affleck's brother, that think that this is a union made for clout. But in my opinion, I think that they actually gave it a try. I mean, come on, Jennifer Lopez, for her age, she looks fairly decent, and Ben Affleck is not a prize, right? But I mean, come on. But going back to the topic at hand, Jennifer Lopez, for the first time, she didn't do it with Ohani Noah. She didn't do it for Chris Judd. She didn't do it for Mark Anthony. But she did it for Ben Affleck. So now she is Jennifer Affleck. Now, I'm going to give my opinion about this. There's people that are saying, well, I mean, she's doing this for clout, whatever. I'm going to tell you something. I think that Jennifer Lopez is very aware. There's nothing else I can give this man. I already gave the first marriage to Ohani Noah. I already gave the kids to Mark Anthony. We're going to have a simple wedding. But something I can't give him is for him to change my name. Okay? So you got to give it to Jennifer Lopez. She knows how to get a man to marry her. She knows how to get the ring. She's Thanos, okay? She knows how to get that ring. She knows how to get that wedding. She's going to get it regardless. I think she is obsessed with weddings. And like I said, she got it. She got it. Now, I know that Jose gives them, 3 months, he said last time? I give them 4 years. That's my guess. 4 years, and it's going to be a little bit rocky. You're going to see it. I give them 4 years. Why? Because it's not normal for J-Lo to have short marriages. Okay? She was married to Ohani Noah for 2 years and a half, 3 years. They were still friends long after that. She was married to Chris Judd for around the same time. Then she got married to Mark Anthony, and she was married for 7 years. So she's not known for, for short marriages. She's going to have at least a few years. She's going to put a few years in. Jose said more like 3 weeks. Oh my God, Jose. Oh my God. I see that Johnny Mills says, I changed my mind. I'll probably give it 4 years. Yeah, I think it's 4 years. It's not going to be always peachy. It's not going to be, but she's going to try to save face and stay married for like at least, 4 years. I see that Ramon says she likes the ceremony, but staying with one guy long term is not her thing. No guy can really make her happy. Look, the problem with J-Lo is that J-Lo is a modern woman. J-Lo is a modern woman. She wants it all, Like I said before, the problem is when these celebrity marriages that we're talking about women that are more on the creative side. And I don't know if you guys were in tune yesterday when I was at Art Nostal's TV channel, when I was saying leadership for a woman is challenging because it gets in the way of family. And it does. And I won't stop saying it because it does. And for you to be like Jennifer Lopez, you have to be a boss chick. That is going to be juxtaposed and intervene with your role in a family. So you cannot do everything under the sun. I see that Ramon says she knew Mark from way back. Yeah, she did. Actually, there is a backstory to this for the people that don't know this. Oh, I love the tea. I have all the tea, okay? Marc Anthony and Jennifer Lopez knew each other way back. Before Dayanara Torres, before Marc Anthony had children with her. They supposedly, this allegedly, they were together in a relationship. Then Dayanara Torres has a reputation that's not so angelical. She might look like an angel, but she's not, because when she won Miss Universe, then she was in the Philippines, stole someone's boyfriend, and got engaged to that man that eventually broke up with her. So she went to Vegas when Marc Anthony went to Vegas at the same time, having a relationship already with Jennifer Lopez. That's allegedly, right? It has not been confirmed by none of the parts. So they met in Vegas and they married over there. That was it. They got together and they came back and they wanted to be a family and whatever. And that was it. J-Lo got pushed to the side. Marc Anthony got impressed with this new chick, you know, that it was a beautiful girl. So unfortunately, you know, that's how it happened. Then supposedly, I don't know if you guys remember when Dayanara Torres had her first divorce from Marc Anthony, that she said that Jennifer Lopez was always a ghost in the relationship. That was the first time we've heard something regarding this topic. That's literally what she said. Oh, like she has always been a ghost in her relationship. And they already had the first son. Christian Anthony, I believe his name is. Beautiful boy. That was a beautiful baby boy. So after that happened, they were separated for a little bit. Then they got back together and remarried again. Do you guys remember Dayanara Torres and Marc Anthony's second wedding? I remember that. It did not last too long. They got a second kid. But then Marc Anthony, Johnny Mills said, I thought Marc Anthony and Jennifer Lopez had twins. Yeah, they did. They have twins. Max and Amy. So Marc Anthony obviously wanted Jennifer Lopez back, or Jennifer Lopez wanted him back. I don't know how that went down because I don't know them personally. But what I do know is that Marc Anthony decided in 2004 that he had enough of Dayanara Torres. So he took her on a trip to the DR and divorced her there. Why he divorced her in the DR? I'll tell you why. For the people that don't know that tea, because I follow that tea, okay? And he divorced her in the DR because in the DR, here in the States, and in Miami, where Jennifer Lopez was living at the time, and Marc Anthony as well. In Miami and many of the states, you have to wait at least 30 days from your divorce being finalized to actually remarry. But if you divorce in the DR, you only have to wait 3 days. Okay? So he paid Dayanara Torres hush-hush money, which they say was a large sum of money, so she could shut up and not even mention Jennifer Lopez or Marc Anthony ever again. She accepted it. She moved away, and 3 days later, literally, he divorced Dayanara on a Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, and Sunday he was already marrying J-Lo, or Saturday he was already marrying J-Lo in Miami. Many people were guessing that she was pregnant at the time, and we know they had a long time try for babies, and they just couldn't have babies. So that's literally, that's the rumor. In case you don't know the rumor, I just told you the rumor. That's the word on the streets have always been about that. That's the story about J-Lo and Marc Anthony. Okay? That twisted love. And I won't put it past her that they'll get back together. I'm just saying. I'm not putting that past J-Lo's like that. She goes back to people. She's like a boomerang lady. I see that Ramon says Jennifer was always hovering around. It wasn't going to last. I don't remember the second wedding. You don't remember the second wedding, Ramon? When he was, he made even a song for Dayanara. Oh my God. It's impossible, Ramon, that I remember this and you don't. Come on. I remember their second wedding. It was, oh my God. They even invited, I think, some people in Puerto Rico to go see them married. I see that Ramon said Jennifer swooped in real quick. Yeah, it was, if you look it up, okay? If you look it up, you will see that they married just 3 days after Mark Anthony's divorce. I'm not making this up. Look it up yourself. You're going to see what I'm saying. There's no way you're going to tell me, like, let's say, for example, on J-Lo and MK is Mark Anthony. You know, there's no way. We're not messing around. If he's married and I'm not messing around with him in 3 days, he's not going to fall in love with me. I have to be messing around with him before he even divorced. So, of course, we know that she was a side chick. Come on. I see that Johnny Mills says, I'm surprised she didn't go back to P. Diddy. Well, did you saw how she was with A-Rod? That video that she had with A-Rod and Diddy when she was dancing for him, twerking and all this stuff. That was gross. That was so fishy. It was so weird. MK says about J-Lo, she does that to prove people wrong. And once she surpasses their expectations, then she divorces them. Yeah, she could be, I think she's like a Black Widow, like a modern Black Widow, because, okay, I get it. She has Elizabeth Taylor's tendencies, but I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird. But Johnny Mills, going back to your Diddy claim, Diddy's still around, honey. Diddy is still around. Jennifer Lopez she recycles everything. I wonder if she chews gum and save it for later too. She recycles everything. There was even, why do you think Mark Anthony stabbed that picture of her, that painting of her, that she said, oh, that's when I knew I had to divorce Mark. Because he was jealous. And he was jealous because she had all these dudes around. Like, I'm pretty sure there's no man. Okay, the men that are here on the chat, if your wife, okay, is hanging around or still friends with her exes and hasn't put that boundary of no contact, because you're not supposed to have contact with your exes. They're supposed to be away. I don't care how good they are. I don't care if they will never cross that line. I don't remember my ex. I'm sorry. I'm out. Would you allow your wife to still maintain friendships with her former boyfriends and husbands? Put a number 1 in the chat if you will allow it. A number 2 if you say hell to the no. Okay? Number 1, yes, I don't care. Number 2, hell to the no. I'm sorry, but I have no memory, no recollection of any ex. I don't even know you. Like Mariah Carey said, I don't know her. But in this case, like, I don't know them. I see that Don Armando says 2. Jose says 2. Oh my God. Johnny Mills says 2. And Inter Boricua says she married 2 of the 3 dancers. She married just 1. She was just playing with her boy toy, Casper Smart. That was a low era for J-Lo. Casper, that was low for her. That was really low. Don Armando says, I don't play that crap. Yeah, I don't know a single man that respects himself that will allow that stuff to be around his women. Any man that respects himself is gonna say, you want to keep them around? I'm out. Okay, I see that James Roger says 2. Yeah, I don't, like I said, no self-respecting man is going to allow that. But I mean, Jennifer Lopez, maybe, okay. Jennifer Lopez has never changed her name for no one else, but she did it for Ben Affleck. Do you think she did it because of she had nothing else to offer him because she only has Powder X, like Danny said on the previous stream? Or put a number one if you think it's because she didn't have anything else to offer. Put a number two if you think that she did that because this is her one big true love. Okay, number one, she didn't have nothing else to offer. Number two, this was her big love. I see that everybody was she married the Cuban guy she was before her fame took off. Oh, he was a dancer. I didn't know Honey Noah was a dancer. Oh my God, this woman has no boundary. Oh my God, J-Lo. I don't know. I mean, you gotta love J-Lo though. You gotta love J-Lo. I mean, no one's like J-Lo. Absolutely no one is like Jennifer Lopez. Come on. Oh my God. J-Lo is something else, man. I'm telling you. She's something else. But I mean, I wish them, you know, a happy marriage, you know. And like I said, I give them 4 years, guys. But let's just keep this show moving because, like I said, today we're gonna have a great topic, and I want to dive deep into it. So let's keep it moving, guys. Oh Lord. Well, I want to say felicidades a Quisqueya, felicidades a los dominicanos. Congratulations to the Dominican people, the Big Papi, David Ortiz, or David Ortiz, because we're not gringos, okay? He was just exalted to the Hall of Fame for a career with eternal health, they say. Celebrate Big Papi's Hall of Fame career with an eternal health, David Ortiz Hall of Fame t-shirt. So now you can not only help David Ortiz, not help, but celebrate David Ortiz from afar, but you can also buy a t-shirt to keep it for you. And trust me when I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of people talk crap about how David Ortiz is promoting merch before he has passed. But let me tell you something. There's not a single player today that is better than Big Papi. And I say that with confidence, okay? I say that with confidence. That man was even shocked because of envy, because he's the best. Big Papi won the hearts of everyone. He's an amazing player. I mean, of course, we know the best baseball players come from the DR. And I say that I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm Puerto Rican, but I have to admit it. The DR takes the cake for baseball players because they just play beautifully the sport. So to be honest, they don't thrive on any other sport, in my opinion. I mean, they suck at basketball, they suck at boxing, they suck on everything else. But David Ortiz is just a sample of Dominican greatness in the sports. And I am so happy to see that he got honored and he got to live after that horrendous incident that he had in the DR, to see this day when he is forever immortalized in the Hall of Fame with all the big names like Roberto Clemente and many, many, many others. So to be honest with you, I am so proud. I mean, come on. Where's the Dominicans at? I see that I have Don Armando. Where's Don Armando? And I have Mercado. And Don Armando, he should be over here somewhere in the comment section. I see that Ramon says they're the ones shining in baseball these days. Absolutely. Dominicans take the cake now. And I get it. Oh, you're kissing the Dominicans' butt because of Big Papi, whatever. Look, I get it. I love Yadier Molina. I love him. I love his career. I love his integrity. I love Javi Baez. I love Kike Hernandez. None of them compared to Big Papi. And they are great. They are great. Don't get me wrong. Big Papi takes the cake, okay? So chill out, you know, get some popcorn, celebrate this man's achievements, and just roll with it. It's the same with A-Rod. A-Rod was 3 hits away from a record, and he had to retire, and he regrets it till this day. But we know A-Rod, when A-Rod played, A-Rod is still known and famous today because it's not because of his pretty face. I don't care what people say. He's just an ugly person with green eyes. He's not attractive. Okay? He's just not. He's famous because that man can play baseball like a damn pro. Period. Okay? Like I said, Dominicans take the cake. I don't care what anyone says. Okay? Chill out. But like I said, congratulations to Big Papi on his achievement. It was long overdue, and more than anything, to see his resilience, you know, after that horrendous incident that he had a few years ago in the DR, because that was really, really, really scary. So I am very, very happy, you know, with Big Papi's achievements. So that's one win for the Dominicans. I have not seen many Dominicans out here, I'm gonna call them out, celebrating this win. Okay, I'm yet to see that. So I expect to see more and more videos being made about this, because this doesn't happen every day. So that's I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay. But anyway, guys, let's just keep it moving, because it's been a whole hour of me talking about other topics, and it's time to get to the main topic. Oh my, oh my, oh my beautiful island, Puerto Rico. Hey, don Armando, atrás como el timbre de guagua. No, I'm joking. No, but seriously, Puerto Rico. There are 2 things we're going to touch on today. And I get it. The topic is hilarious. It says, relax, gringo. I'm legal. And there's many reasons why I want to say that. And the main one is because there's so many misconceptions that we get out here regarding the status of Puerto Ricans. There's many instances where we have heard that when we go to the DMV, I don't know if Ramon gets this issue. Ramon, do you have in Texas any issues with your birth certificate at the DMV? I do here in California. It's a headache. And then we know that in the state of Georgia, many Ricans have complained for the longest time, to the point that there was even one Puerto Rican that oh, come on. There was a look at MK. It's like, I think you might have to tell that to the other Latinos as well. Yeah, there are Latinos in the strength too that they don't understand. We're legal. Okay, and I get it. Okay, I'm not trying to be insulting people here, and they're like, "Oh, we're not legal or illegal." Yeah, we might as well just be. They call us either legal or illegal. I'm whatever. We're legal. I'm legal. But for the people that don't know, Puerto Ricans are born either if you're born here or if you're born in the beautiful Atlantic Sea. And the minute the doctor carries your naked behind into the world, you're ready, your butt gets a stamp from Uncle Sam, and you are a U.S. citizen. It doesn't matter if you were born here or over there. Okay. Okay. So back to what I was saying. Contrary to popular belief, we don't need a green card. I get it that there's many Puerto Ricans that have been asked for a green card. I know my mom has been asked for a green card many times here in this beautiful land of the free. But we don't need that. Okay, we're part of the United States. Do we pay a hefty price for that? Absolutely. We've talked about it already. I probably need to refresh some people's minds regarding, I see that Ramon says, no, I didn't have an issue upgrading my license, but may have been because I have my passport on hand. Oh, got it. So you use your passport. Try to use your birth certificate and let me know at some point. Have your passport with you, but try to use your birth certificate and let me know if they give you any issues with it, because that has been a very persistent situation happening, especially in places where we're not the majority of the community. Like here in California, I've only met 8 Ricans and I've been here for almost a decade. And some of them are even from New York, so they have an American birth certificate. So it's not the same as here. Now, what I was saying. Oh, so yeah, you get that stamp, you go live your life. Many people, and that's another misconception. We do. When people say, "Oh, you don't migrate, you just move out here." Look. We do migrate. I don't care what you say. Of course, we do need legal documentation. We don't need legal documentation because we're American citizens, but we do migrate. Okay? We do migrate. For the people that think that, oh, Puerto Ricans don't migrate. Yeah, we do. Okay? We just don't move here. Because according to the Webster Dictionary, I'm sorry. Migration. Give me 1 second. I love and hate technology. I love and hate it. Oh my God. According to the Webster's Dictionary, an immigrant is a person, okay? A person living in a country other than that of his or her birth, no matter if that person has taken the citizenship of the destination country, serving its military, married a native, or has another status. He or she will be forever an international immigrant. So for the people that like to say that Puerto Ricans don't migrate, we do migrate because you have to leave behind your country, your land, your people, your family, your customs, your language, and then come here. Okay, so people are like, oh, you guys don't migrate, you guys have it easy, you don't understand that. Come on, bro. MK says, from an island to a state, what the hell do they call that? Migration. Bingo. It's called migration, fellas. And like I said, for the people that love to say that it's not, it is. I don't know why all this concept get misconstrued, but I believe it's because there's no other Latinos that are in this unique position like Puerto Ricans are. Cubans at some point were, but of course after their uprising they were no longer in the same position. So it's only us, unfortunately. It's only us. So sadly no one understands unless they're in that position. But yeah, we do migrate. So for the people that don't know, Puerto Rican are actual U.S. citizens that migrate to the United States, leaving behind many, many, many things, including the language, okay? And not all of Ricans know English. I've said that too. 82% of the island doesn't speak English. Only 18% does. MK says, hell, look up the Great Migration, and that happened within the States. People just don't read. Yeah, absolutely. That's another great point. Thank you for pointing it out. People just don't want to read, or I don't know. I just don't know why we have craziness and dumb behavior en masse. Now, guys, let's get deeper into the topic, because aside from explaining already what's very obvious for the most of us, and if you have any other question regarding our status, let me know. But for the most part, to all our fellow gringos and our fellow Latinos, we don't need green cards. We're U.S. citizens. We migrate here, but we just need to buy the ticket, and that's it. Okay, does that make sense? If it doesn't, well, it doesn't. It's the same with us. It doesn't make sense to us. Okay, so welcome to the club. Okay, look at Radical. It says Denise migrated to being pro-black to being pro-cool. Ay, Radical. He said, I don't like this new Denise. Well, I mean, I don't like the new Radical now. You're anti-everything Radical. You have become this person that fools so many. No, I'm joking. You gotta laugh at the trolls. You gotta laugh at some people. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. I get it. The people over here, like the content creators, I don't know if I consider myself a content creator, but I'll just coin that for now, right? We're cool people. I get it. You identify with us. Our charisma will make you laugh. We keep you entertained. And we love to do that, by the way. However, I'm going to say something. We're not your avatar. You can't just put your finger up our butt and decide to, move us in the direction you want us to go. We're going to disappoint you. We're going to do things that you don't agree with. That doesn't make us a bad person. It's just we're our own person. So again, you cannot wear us like a glove and decide that we're going to do things that you want us to do. I'm not your avatar. And same goes for Rad. Rad says, shh, I told you to keep it a secret. Oh my God. But guys, let's get deeper into the topic, because speaking about our citizenship, there's also another issue that has impacted Puerto Rico for the longest, for 125 years. By the way, today is Puerto Rico's birthday, which is why I pushed this for today as well. Today, July 25, even though in Puerto Rico, the fotutos and the dumptards and the slow taps in the island are celebrating the free association with the United States, which is a beautiful name for colony. Today marks the day where we were colonized, invaded, illegally occupied by the U.S. So it's another year under this regime that many people call a friendship, but is a hostile takeover that has depleted PR from many, many things, including our culture. So today marks another year. So it's now 125 years. Well, 24, I'm sorry. 124 years of colonial life. How beautiful is that? Now, in this news, in this past few days, it was July 20, so we're talking about 5 days ago, Puerto Rico Status Act passes committee, but faces uncertain future in the House. Now, the people that you see here, none of these people are islanders, okay? And this lady that's the only islander is not of Puerto Rican descent. Okay, she's of Cuban descent, for the people that don't know, Jennifer Gonzalez. So okay, Representative Nidia Velázquez, she's from New York. She's speaking at this conference, and when you have Mr. Soto, when you have AOC, you have this gargajo out here. I forgot his name. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Some people might call me ageist. Okay, but I'm going to read you the news. It says, on Wednesday, last Wednesday, the House Natural Resources Committee held a long and grueling markup session on the Puerto Rico Status Act, a bill outlining the process by which the people of Puerto Rico will decide the island's future status and how the transition to whichever status chosen will be carried out. 29 amendments were debated by committee members who ultimately voted 20 to 25 to advance the bill, with every Republican voting against the bill except Puerto Rican's resident commissioner, Jennifer Gonzalez Colon. Let's not forget that Jennifer Gonzalez has no votes. Okay, this is a champ, but I'll explain it later. Jennifer Gonzalez Colon, a non-voting, okay, it just proved me right, non-voting member of Congress and pro-statehood supporter who is also a member of the GOP. I want you guys to understand, okay? It's so insane that we're seeing this stupidity, okay? We're seeing this stupidity. I'm sorry. In people's eyes. Jennifer Gonzalez is a Republican, okay? And she's a non-voting member. But then she's taking credit here for pushing forward the pro-statehood efforts. Now, we know that there's delegates that don't do anything whatsoever for statehood because they're not allowed to be inside Congress. They're not allowed in any sessions. They're not allowed anywhere. So they just charge $120,000 per year to the Puerto Rican public. That's an austerity. Okay, we cannot even afford to paint public offices, but we can afford 6 dump tarts at $120,000 a year just to sit on their behinds and pretend they like statehood. Okay, so Jennifer Gonzalez is joining this effort, okay, to kind of bring up to Congress the desire for Puerto Ricans to actually decide their status. Now, you guys know that before this news came out, I touched on the fact that there's no interest in Congress, and Congress even said this in 2020 when they were deciding if Washington, D.C. was going to become a state. They said they had no desire, and Puerto Rico was not even in the agenda, and they had no desire on taking a vote on if Puerto Rico wanted to be independent, remain a colony, or be a state. And for this lady, and I want you to look at her really nicely. This lady over here, not Nidia, but this lady right here, she has been lying to her teeth for the sake of her party. Jennifer Gonzalez has been lying just for the sake of her party survival. But I'm gonna keep reading, and then I'll go deep into what I want to say. I'm gonna keep reading, okay? So basically it says, Representatives Jesus Shui Garcia, the old man on the other corner, says, and Rashida Tlaib, Democrat, said voted against advancing the bill, surprising many political watchers who foresaw the bill advancing out of committee along party lines, said Gonzalez Colon's vote in favor, which was expected. Garcia explained in a lengthy thread tweet his reason for defecting from the bill, which ultimately amounted to what Garcia believes to be a lack of transparency in the process. He literally said it, and a lot of people hated him for it. A lot of people hated him for it, but that's the same thing we have been saying for a long time. Now, let me continue. An early signal of Democratic defection on the bill came when Representative AOC removed her name from the bill before it was filled by committee chair Representative Raul Grijalva. AOC declined to comment to Latino Rebels on Tuesday about why she had abandoned the bill that she had helped negotiate for months with other Puerto Rican principals in the House, including Nidia Velázquez, Darren Soto, the sponsors of 2 earlier competing bills. The one that was Puerto Rico Self-Determination Act. We know that that one ended like at the bottom of a lagoon. And Statehood Admission Act, which they were told publicly with that one that statehood for PR right now will create massive chaos and uprising. Now it says she's on the record saying that the people of Puerto Rico need to have legislation in the language they understand with enough time to understand all the implications and in context. that can be understood, said Federico A. de Jesus, a senior advisor to Power for Puerto Rico, a coalition of diaspora leaders and allies advocating for Puerto Ricans in the island and abroad. In a letter sent to the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Friday, Melissa Marks Viverito, former Speaker of the New York City Council and an advocate for the rights of fellow Puerto Ricans, called for greater transparency in the legislative process concerning the bill. In addition to skipping over formal hearings, many in Puerto Rico and the diaspora in the U.S. are also alarmed at one, the scam details of the annexation, statehood, as an option. Two, the lack of clarity on U.S. citizenship under free association. And three, the imposition of unacceptable conditions under independence. Now, this is where I wanted to get, okay? And this is what a lot of people and don't want to understand. This type of bills that people are celebrating, unfortunately, come with a price tag. And the fact that many Ricans in the island right now don't even know any of this because they don't speak the language, but these things are being negotiated on their behalf. Just imagine that you have had an abusive marriage and you're sending a random person on your behalf to negotiate these things because it's in Japan and you don't speak Japanese. How confident do you feel that you're not going to get scammed, that you're not going to get cheated in the process? There is a reason why Chuy Garcia and AOC withdrew from this. And the reason is because if Puerto Rico wants independence, the U.S. wants a chunk. And that chunk is going to come at the same price that it came for Cuba. Extreme poverty. Because America is never going to lose money. Because they don't want to release us. And for the people that are pro-empire, statehood is never going to come because they want you right there paying large amounts of money. For like I said, I don't have any issues with people that are pro-statehood. I respect your ideals. I just think those ideals are not in the best interest for us. And one thing I want to say is that this bill passed. And now it's going to Congress and it's going to get a big fat no. Why? Simple. Because you're never going to see that statehood. If you are pro-statehood, you're wasting your time. You're never going to see it because the only reason why Democrats are backing this up is because they want to end the filibuster. And Republicans are going to vote it out because they don't want more Democratic people in Congress. Period. And the reason why many Puerto Ricans are turning into Republicans is because we want independence. And the only people that are somewhat willing to let us go, not because they like us, not because they want to grant our wishes or respect our independence or sovereignty, because they really don't give a crap about us, is the Republicans. That's literally it. So it's a very major contradiction that Jennifer Gonzalez is a Republican. It makes you understand where her loyalties lie. You are pro-statehood, yet you are pro the party that doesn't want statehood for Puerto Rico. That makes no sense. But that's how our politicians are because they want to keep us in this ambiguity where we keep believing that we're moving forward. We're not moving forward. These bills are created so that the Puerto Ricans in the island that don't know how these things go because they don't understand the language can keep voting for the new progressive party that sucks, thinking that this time we're going to get the statehood. They are working for our statehood. No, they're not. It's never gonna happen. Right now with the elections, we know for a fact Democrats are going to lose massively. They're still gonna get seats, but they're gonna lose massively, and it's gonna be buried. That's just how it is. We know that reality. We know that reality. And in case for the if there's any doubt, I wanna show you guys why AOC backed out from AOC backs out from that bill, and AOC now backed Puerto Rico's bill that includes option for independence while retaining U.S. citizenship. If you were wondering, I'm sorry, wondering where AOC went, she went with this bill. That's what she did. She backed out from that fishy bill that Jennifer Gonzalez is pushing, and she went with this one. And it says, a new bill that will decide Puerto Rico's future with the United States is making its way through Congress and includes an option allowing people in the territory to return their American citizenship while granting the area semi-independent status. Semi. Not independent, semi. They don't want to let us go. The Puerto Rico Status Act, a compromise bill made up for legislation from Democratic representatives Darren Soto of Florida, Nydia Velázquez from New York, and blessed by the House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer of Maryland, from the Hoyers of Cataño, right? Will determine Puerto Rico's future. Representative González Colón, Puerto Rico's Republican resident commissioner in the House, also took part in the negotiations, as did AOC, who threw herself into the mix of lawmakers crafting the bill, traveling with Velázquez to Puerto Rico amid the talks. So, Westerman's committee foil, House Natural Resources Committee Raúl Grijalva, introduced the bill on Friday of last week, and so far Hoyer has pushed the bill through the House under the cover of darkness. The bill has not received a markup until today, and the lead Republican on the Natural Resources Committee, ranking member Bruce Westerman of Arkansas, was left out of negotiations. Westerman torched the Democrats over the bill, remarking that, as with most of the bills we've considered this Congress, my Democrat colleagues have seen an issue and taken the wrong approach in an attempt to address it. Today's vote on Puerto Rico's political status is no exception, Westerman said in a statement to Fox News Digital. Chair Grijalva introduced the bill moments before noticing the markup, giving us no opportunity to consider it during a hearing and engage with experts to fully understand the legislation and its consequences. Another thing that he said is like the bill has significant ramifications across a variety of congressional committees on immigration, taxation. Look at the things that matter the most to him. Immigration, taxation, elections, and more. I wonder what is the more. Do you wonder what is the more? Because I'm pretty sure I know that the more doesn't matter. These people only care about that. Yet Democrats are rushing the bill through this committee only. The top House Natural Resources Republican continued. The legislation also fails to take into account the fact that Puerto Rico is still in the process of restructuring its multi-billion-dollar debt. That's what they always bring up, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. The reason why the multi-billion-dollar debt comes out, it's very simple. If Puerto Rico were to become a state, we will be granted a Chapter 9 like every other state that says that we do not need a dictatorship through the Oversight Board, which is a non-elected panel of people that's ruling the island. Okay, that draconian measure will go. Second, that debt will be revised, audited, and shrinked. So it's not going to benefit the predatory people on Wall Street that betted against PR. And let's not forget that Republicans and Democrats, they both belong to who? Wall Street. They both belong to these corporations. I've said it many times. So, of course, they're going to sneak in the billion-dollar debt, the billion-dollar debt, the billion-dollar. It's always going to be like that. And I can guarantee you, I'm going to bet you my left eye that Congress is going to do the same thing. Now it says, and bypassing all regular order to rush the island toward a different political status creates a dangerous procedural precedent. I'm like, if you were so worried about Puerto Ricans and the dangerous circumstances, don't you think that they would care already about the toxic ashes on the island that are being dumped there illegally and killing people and giving people cancer, abortions, and disease? If they care about this, do you think they would have done the same thing with Hawaii? They did it with Hawaii. They did it with Alaska. Now he continues, I have consistently said that I stand ready to work with the people of Puerto Rico to address questions regarding the island's political status. So in other words, what he means is I'm ready to school you and educate you and remind you of your place. Now, he says, Ms. Gonzalez Colon has been a tireless advocate for her constituents on this issue, and it's unfortunate that committee Democrats have steamrolled the entire legislative process in their attempt to score political points. This is the part that I want to focus on. This is what I keep saying to the pro-statehood idiots. You're never going to see it. Nunca la vas a ver. Nunca vas a ver la estadidad. You're never going to see the statehood. Why? Because one side Democrats want the electoral votes and the extra seats, and Republicans don't want you to have those electoral votes and the extra seats. That's literally how they see it. They're not seeing what's happening in the middle. These people don't care about what's happening in the middle. They don't care about that. So you're never going to see it. Colonialism is going to continue in PR. It's going to continue indefinitely. It's never going to end. You're going to die like Luisa Ferré. Nunca vas a ver la estadidad. Never going to see statehood. You're going to die like Carlos Romero Barceló. Never going to see statehood. It's not going to happen. Get over it. It's not going to happen. Independence, we might also die and never see it because it's not going to happen. Colonialism will continue until we allow it. Until we allow it to continue. And that is the sad truth. That is the sad truth that we have to live with. And I find it very funny, like I said before, that we have AOC, we have Jennifer Gonzalez, we have Nidia Velázquez, Mr. Soto, Chuy Garcia. None of these folks are from PR. And it's something I said on Twitter before. This is el Tratado de París, the Paris Treaty all over again. For the people that don't know what the Paris Treaty is, the Paris Treaty is when Spain and the US, Spain decided to say, we retreat, we lost the war, we're ready to sign a peace treaty. And in that peace treaty, Puerto Rico was not taken into consideration, even though Puerto Rico was already on the path of emancipation. It had already a constitution, it had commerce, and it had a currency. Puerto Rico was not taken into consideration. Cuba wasn't taken into consideration. The Philippines wasn't taken into consideration. The Philippines managed to get out of the hook, but Cuba and PR didn't. And Spain decided to not pay with Madrid or Andalusia or Florence or none of these places. They decided to pay with us. That's the problem. And for the people that keep talking about, oh, you know, we can't be independent. There's 190 different ways to be independent. There's 190 countries that are free in the world. Only 4 colonies are left. Puerto Rico is one of them, and we have not known freedom for over 600 years. I get it. You like to be bent over. Some of us don't enjoy that position. Thank you. Okay? It's time for us to do something, to keep pushing for sovereignty, because regardless of whatever, you still have to work hard. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just full of it. Maybe someone knows something better and they just want to share it with me. Or you agree with me and you just want to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, you can join in the panel. You can tune in. I put already the chat, the link in the chat. If you want to come up and talk to me, you can do so. If you want to, share with me, you can come up and share these things with me. But to be honest with you, I am so tired of people like Jennifer Gonzalez. She really thinks, oh my God, she really thinks that, oh my God, she thinks that we're going to get this state of people. Jennifer. Oh my God. In case she wants to feel like a gringa. Jennifer thinks we're going to be a state. Oh my God. But guys, let's get panelists up in here. I'm going to take a break. You guys know I always go into intermission. I want to remind everyone that if you want to keep up with me and everything that I do, follow me on Instagram, Denise.Gonzalez.Villegas1, so you can keep up with me, everything that happens in Latin America, everything that happens here with our diaspora or here with the gringos. So if you want to keep up with everything that's happening, because sometimes I don't have time to make a video about it, make sure you follow me on my Instagram. Now, you guys know that I always take an intermission. Okay, so for the people that are ready to jump in, click on one thing I'm gonna ask, only because in the last ones we have drifted away. Guys, I love you. I love your perspective. Some of you are my personal friends, but let's stay on topic, okay? Because I'm still running a show, okay? We can talk about it later, but I'm running a show. So I'm going to take a few minutes. It's 7 p.m. where I'm at. Now, I'm going to come back at 7:05, and we're going to discuss this whole issue with the statehood, independence, and all these bills that are happening behind our backs. I'll be back soon. Get your snacks, get your drinks. Let's get this discussion poppin'.
Baby, let me tell you something. I've been checking you out. Baby, you caught my eye. I wanna see where this goes. Want you to be my wife. Baby, it's something special, more perfect than a diamond. Got the body of a wine glass. I granted you permission. Yeah, I give you the hall pass. Let's not let all of this time pass. I want you here forever, on heaven, earth, beyond that. I like you. I like to see where we can go beyond here. And if you feel that way too, let's go fly away and see where we land. Baby, I would like to get to know you. Baby, I would like to see if you feeling this way too. I've traveled the world and I've never seen quite a smile, never seen such a girl as beautiful as you are tonight. Baby, I would like to get to know you. Time is precious, that's why I can't waste none of it. You're my prescription, make me your default, I'll forget. Baby, just listen, I'm finna wrap it up real quick. You're full of gifts, like a present, I call it Saint Nick. If you choose me and make me your boo, I'll stay beside you, hope you fight all your obstacles. I'll always treat you, make you feel everything's possible. I'll always love you and trust you, oh baby. You see me through all my flaws and negative vibrations. That's why I'm digging you, baby. Tell me what you wanna do. Baby, I would like to get to know you.
we are back. We are back. We are back from our intermission, guys. Now, you guys know that I always read this before I let people come on. I want to remind you that the views and the statements of the guests do not necessarily represent those of the channel or those of the panel members, as some of the comments may be offensive to select groups of people. Also, I want to remind everyone that by calling into the live show, you waive your rights to the use of your image and likeness for the purposes of the show. Now, without any further ado, I want to welcome the one, the only king of the tropics, Jose Negron, the coolest baby boomer you'll ever meet. That is literally a 15-year-old at heart. Jose Negron, the only baby boomer that has mastered the art of using technology. And also, I'm going to welcome directly from the Dominican diaspora, the most hated Dominican, Don Armando. And as if that wasn't enough, we get a tandem effect with the one, the only, the representative of the Ricans in Texas, the Lone Star, the introvert Boricua, Ramon.
Hey, Denise. Thanks for having me. What's going on?
Nothing much. How are you guys doing? Look at Jose.
Yeah, we're chilling, just popping in before I go to sleep or whatever the heck maybe.
So what do you guys have on the topic?
If I can go on, Don Jose. I'll have something to say, but you can go ahead.
Okay. The reason why I decided to display the flag, because some people don't know, at one point it was an offense to show this flag. If you were caught with this flag, you will go to prison. Okay,
bonita
so
bandera,
it's a little historical.
Bonita bandera.
Okay, let's stay on top. Let's stay on top. Now, I find it.
We are on topic.
Because Denise said, I know. It's just that I'm trying to be serious at this point.
He's gonna get the chancla.
Yeah. La correa is gonna operate to la correa.
Yeah. He's gonna get that belt. He's gonna get that belt, and we're gonna have to run. So continue.
Yeah. Stop. Go on, Jose.
Okay. I find it very bizarre that a bunch of people who do not live in Puerto Rico, who are not Puerto Ricans. When I mean Puerto Ricans, people that were actually born and raised on the island, are going to decide the fate of the so-called Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. I find it bizarre. I find it warped. I find it insane. I mean, I don't know how many ways can I say it's like they're going through their own different reality. And and the fact of the matter is, the only ones that should make a decision regarding the fate of Puerto Rico are the people who live there. As much as I love Puerto Rico, I do, even though I'm more gringo than Latino, but the fact of the matter is, I have nothing to say regarding their fate. And I think I find it really bizarre that a bunch of people who don't know anything about the island, who never live in the island, all of a sudden they're gonna make the decision regarding Puerto Rico. And the fact of the matter is, for the morons that say that statehood is a solution, I mean, how many ways can we say it? No, it's not the solution. And I can go on and on and on, but I want to give the other people in the panel a chance to speak. But I want to bring some historical context regarding, at one point, it was a crime to have this flag.
And now Jose carries it with him everywhere he goes, to the subway, to his work, everywhere. And now I'm going to let Ramon share his thoughts. Ramon, you were going to say something.
Yeah, Chica, it's just what you're talking about. It's kind of like the same thing that has been going on for like over 60 years or so, because no, over 50 years at least, like 54 years or so, because I remember that the first either referendum or plebiscite about the status of Puerto Rico, that was in the late 1960s. So the PNP has been around since the 1960s, late 1960s, pushing this whole issue about the status every single time, because it is their decision to make. Every single time Congress has been saying no. They have been saying no decade after decade, every few years, and over the decades, they have been saying no consistently. I mean, Jennifer Gonzalez keeps trying to press the issue, maybe in the back of her mind. She knows that Congress is going to say no once again. I mean,
Yes,
I see it coming. It's going to come up, but in the process, that pushing the issue, knowing that it's going to be a big fat no from Congress, giving us the middle finger once again. But she lines her pockets in the process, and the PMPs line their pockets in the process. So there has to be something to gain from pushing a futile issue. This whole thing about the wanting to change the status, when hopefully more and more Puerto Ricans on the island, our people on the island, realizes that the whole thing about statehood, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And please, for the diasporans, that's how it is. That's the way it's going to be. Don't try to lecture us about how it's going to change now because of this, that, and the third. No. If statehood was meant to happen, it would have happened already. The PNP has been pushing that since the 1960s. If it was meant to happen, the whole thing about statehood, it will have happened already. I mean, no. Fellow diasporas, with love, I'm telling you, stop trying to lecture us about how statehood is about to happen. No, it's not going to happen. Okay? I mean, there is a vested interest in the government of the United States to keeping the island in the status that it is. Let it be a colony, because colonies are there to be exploited. You said that, Denise, and it's true. It's true. That's why the status as it is being maintained. It is about
it's very profitable. It's very profitable for the U.S. to keep us in this state. We are the ones that lose.
Yeah. So the whole thing, we need to let go of the whole thing about statehood, because it's not going to happen. The United States government is not about to add another star to the Star-Spangled Banner because of our little island. We love our little island. They don't. They might care about the landmass or technically the archipelago, because Puerto Rico is technically an archipelago of one island surrounded by many smaller ones. They might care somewhat about the landmass, but they don't care about us. Us Boricuas, us Puerto Ricans that are from the island, they don't give a shit about us. I mean, we need to get that through our heads and stop. And this Jennifer Gonzalez and Herminio, they need to stop the begging. I mean, she may not have any pride, and she wants to kiss ass to the Republicans, but also trying to get Democratic support. She's supposed to be a Republican, but she's kissing up to the Democrats. Or somebody like Luis Fortuño, he's supposed to be a Republican, kissing up to the Republicans and not getting anything for all the ass kissing that these politicians are doing. No, we need to go a different way. I mean, you mentioned sovereignty. Sovereignty is what I would like for the island to acquire, some of it, to be able to have some breathing room economically, to be able to have some freedom to actually do commerce directly with other countries, because the island can't do that. The island can only do any type of commerce directly with the United States through the merchant navy, which is the most expensive merchant navy in the world. And we are having to foot the bill for that. That's why everything that is important to the island makes everything cost about 20% more than what it costs in the United States.
But Ramon, the jobs, they need those. They need those jobs in America. You know, we gotta pay for those employees.
Yeah.
We're America's best employer. If you think.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, it's like the problem. It does kind of bother me because I love. You know this. You know this. You can hear it in my voice that I love us. I love Puerto Rico. I love our people. But we need to get some discipline. If we are going to be talking about self-governance and for Puerto Rico to be able to be self-sufficient when it comes to governments, that is what is it that I'm always saying? There has to be discipline. There has to be discipline, and we can be very intelligent. We can be very well educated, but we're lacking discipline. That's why we're always needing Papi Gringo to solve things for us. That's why we need Papi Gringo from the FBI to straight up our messes, because the people in power locally are so corrupted. It's very sad. It hurts me, but that's the reality.
That's the reality. But you know what? I'm working on a mini project to show. Like I said, for many years we've said that, but then we look into this. These people are not actual Puerto Ricans. Okay, yeah. I will have more respect for someone that's actually of Puerto Rican descent. The people that are in power in PR are not Rican people. They're just first generation of immigrants from somewhere else, typically from Spain or Germany. That's it. And at the most, Cuban. We have not had an actual Puerto Rican being our governor or our governess, or even in any other position of power. And if they amass power, is very little. So are we really that corrupt though? Or we have been taught not to vote for our own people? You get my point?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but still the whole corruption thing.
We need to learn how to vote if we're responsible for it. We're responsible for it because we vote for these people, because we put them in power and we adore them and praise them. That's on us. They wouldn't be in power if we would be like, no, get the hell out. You know, they wouldn't be in power if that was the case. But we empower these people. And that's what they make fun of us. And they think we're savages and can't think for themselves. And we're just dumb people. And they treat us like that.
Yeah.
They literally treat us like that. So we got to get smarter and fast.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to move Don Armando, the most hated Dominican. What do you think? What's your take on the topic?
My take on the topic is that it's very complex, and I found out like 10 years ago that I might have some partial Puerto Rican ancestry. But one of the persons that you actually mentioned, Nydia Velasquez, right? I remember it was like, I don't know how many years it was. I was still living in New York when my mother was alive. I remember, I think it was Channel Univision or Telemundo, that they were saying that Nydia Velasquez, at the time, she didn't have a favorable opinion on the Dominican community. And it was like she was trying to make a bill to limit the things that Dominicans in New York could send to their relatives. But I guess that bill didn't pass through or something like that. So in New York, there's a culture of poverty pimps, how I should say. Well, I'm just going to talk about the Bronx. I don't know about Brooklyn, Queens, or anything like that. But I know that in the Bronx, you had, back in the day, you had Pedro Espada. And then you had, what's his name, Ruben Diaz. And now you have his son. So I used to see Pedro Espada. He was the only one I could say that was helping the community as far as medical centers and everything. But then Ruben Diaz and him, they actually, they were actually political rivals at one point because Pedro Espada went to the Independent Party, and Ruben Diaz was Democrat. So a lot of them, the first generations Puerto Ricans. Some of them won statehood, but then some of them have revolutionary roots. So I could actually say, because I've had Puerto Rican friends, they're actually divided on that issue. And then some of the Puerto Ricans who are like third or fourth generation, they don't even know what the issues in Puerto Rico is actually at hand. So it's in my own aspect, I could say it's a very complicated situation. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't knew that about Nidia. I don't know a lot about Nidia Velázquez because there's a disconnect among the diaspora and Ricans over here. Like unless they are from Florida, there's a disconnect. Once you move out here, it's like a severance from that line. So definitely, yeah, I think, to be honest with you, it's so weird to me that we have many people that are still being conditioned by corporate media regarding the topics of Puerto Rico. One of them being Lacomay. I don't know if you guys, I don't know you, Ramon, if you're familiar with Lacomay, of course.
Yeah, Santa Rosa. I don't know. They're trying to take. I think it's Eliezer Molina's trying to take him down.
Yeah, there's more than just Eliezer. A lot of people are trying to take him down because he has been in many scandals, being bribed by producers and other people just to talk, properly and defend the New Progressive Party, and in some instance defend the Democratic Puerto Rican Party. So he's for sale, and this is the #1 show in Puerto Rico because people can't seem to unplug from corporate bot media.
Well, it's the gossiping. It's the gossiping.
Yeah,
another thing. I remember watching a documentary about a Puerto Rican rock group, and they were talking. And I think it was like around 2015 or 2016 that y'all had like a protest about I don't know, something that was I think it was like LGBT law or something like that in Puerto Rico, that a lot of people were actually against it. And during I guess this protest of of this LGBT law in Puerto Rico, I remember this rock band from Puerto Rico that was actually saying that that they didn't think that Puerto Rican society in their eyes was progressing because they still have I guess archaic beliefs to them. So this is around 2015 and 2016. I did remember a Puerto Rican underground rock group talking about the topics in Puerto Rico at that time.
Well, when it comes to the whole thing about gay marriage, basically the Supreme Court decision here in the States that extends to the island, so that became also legal in Puerto Rico for gay and lesbian couples to get married. Unfortunately, there were some of them that they will do wedding ceremonies right in Old San Juan, right by the piers for all the tourists to see. I mean,
but didn't it got revoked, Ramon? Because I remember the march, the pro-family march.
Yeah.
That actually aim at that. I think it's not legal in PR.
I got my doubts about that because if the Supreme Court decision says that it's legal, then it becomes legal in Puerto Rico, and that can easily, if there is a local law that says that in Puerto Rico gay marriage is not allowed, they can easily revoke it. I mean, they just have go to like Boston, to a Boston court or something like that and get it revoked.
Yeah, they should. But the thing is that, look, I'm gonna show you. I remember when there was a march, the pro family march, right after the same sex marriage.
Yeah.
Give me one second.
Yeah. I'm sure there
And
were
also
pushback.
also the marijuana situation was legalized.
Yeah.
In Puerto Rico, it's only medicinal. It's not the same as
No, for recreational use, I don't think so. But medicinal, it is being allowed under certain restrictions. Yeah. Because I remember my cousin was telling me something about that she wanted to do something
it is
about
medicinal.
That.
It's medicinal now in PR. But to be honest, they decided not to. You can't legally marry. It's still same-sex couples cannot marry still in PR. What they get is like the life partner thing. You see? Do you remember this, Mark?
The whole domestic partnership thing.
The domestic partnership, because more than 100,000 people that from the religious sector, the Puerto Rico and that it's very conservative.
The churches they still have.
And I don't think that how can I say it? I don't think that the community, the LGBT community in PR has appealed that decision, but they literally took that from them. Because they're like, oh, the Supreme Court has no jurisdiction, that doesn't apply. The ruling,
unfortunately, they do. Unfortunately,
they do. Yeah, they do. But they literally said that they're not gonna do that because it doesn't apply to territories. So they didn't apply what Obama did to Puerto Rico. So legally, they cannot marry. They just get the domestic partnership. Go ahead, Jose.
No, but I find it odd that in 2015, when the Supreme Court ruled that same-sex marriages were legal, I'm trying to understand why would it not be legal in Puerto Rico? Because isn't the Supreme Court they determine which laws are legal or not legal, and aren't the people in Puerto Rico under the same laws?
It is.
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to understand.
No, but that's the thing, because the Supreme Court decision becomes what is called, according to the Constitution, the law of the land, and that applies to everywhere that has to do with the United States. That will include Puerto Rico also. So I find that curious. That there are limitations to that in Puerto Rico, even though the Supreme Court decision becomes the law of the land, and something that is the law of the land is supposed to apply to Puerto Rico. That actually quite surprises me, that there is a limitation on that on the island.
It did, because the problem is that to appease the masses, Agapito did not want to impose that.
Yeah.
And it just sticked and nobody did nothing. And I'm guessing it's because people in the island are not familiarized with their options. So, but if they challenge that, trust and believe they can get it.
They'll get that tossed out. They just go to like Boston or a court that has jurisdiction over matters on the island, and they can get it tossed out easily. They just bring up Supreme Court decision, so and so and so and so. It makes it unconstitutional. Prohibiting gay marriages will make it unconstitutional, because a Supreme Court decision is the law of the land.
Yeah, because it's on federal level.
Yeah.
So what I was saying. So yeah, they're even now that they're trying to decriminalize marijuana, they're trying to protest that in PR.
They should decriminalize it. A lot of people are smoking it anyway. Might as well just allow it to regulate it and tax it, and they will make some money. Yeah. The same for here in Texas. They should decriminalize it. A lot of people are doing it anyway.
But remember, in Puerto Rico, la Comay is the one that controls the public opinion. And unfortunately, you know, La Comay is like the CNN out here and Fox News.
Yeah. When it comes to celebrity gossip, I mean, she's queen.
So basically, she criticized people running for office before for trying to decriminalize marijuana and use it as a taxation thing before it even became illegal for medicinal use. You know, that was contemplated to make extra money through taxes and extra money through tourism.
Yes,
You
and
know?
making it recreational, but with regulations and taxation. I mean, that
even prostitution, it's being looked at now, considered to be it's trying to be considered for what's its name,
for legally regulating it.
yes.
Okay, they are gonna have to follow the Nevada example. What is the Nevada example? In the state of Nevada, it is allowed under certain regulations. I mean, the women or the sex workers that are gonna be doing that, they have to be registered with the state or the city that they're gonna be in, and the activities are taxed. I mean, that's how it is in Nevada. It's only in Nevada that they do that. Definitely in Las Vegas, that's a really big thing. But it is under regulations that it is allowed. It's not. There are even brothels that are allowed under regulation. I mean, look up the Bunny Ranch. There's a place called the Bunny Ranch that I remember hearing a couple of times in different programs, which is a brothel, and it's completely legal. I think the owner passed away because they were operating for a long time. But the places those places are legal in Nevada as long as they are allowed by the state. I mean, under regulations, and the workers have to be registered. They have to have a license, kind of like a driver's license, but it's a license to operate. To operate that type of business. Yeah. So they're going to have to look at that. Take up the Nevada example and see how they can apply it to Puerto Rico, because it could actually make prostitution safer. Because, I mean, keeping it underground, it could actually be dangerous for the workers. And let's remember, prostitution is the world's oldest profession. We all know that. Yeah. So if you can't completely suppress her, you can't eliminate it completely by outlawing it. It is still going to happen. Might as well regulate it, make it safer, tax it, and so on. Might as well take a look at that. Yes. I mean, let's take the morality away from it, and let's think about societal safety for those that are practicing it. And to the consumers, if it's going to happen anyway, might as well make it safer.
And it's still, because it's still going to happen. That's why I think a lot of people don't understand. It's still these things are going to happen. And the problem is, it's something I said on a stream that Radical did like a long time ago last year, when I was saying, look, that's not a sustainable economy because we can't tax prostitution. And the only way, because a lot of people right now, look at it this way: a lot of these girls having their prostitution escort services and all this stuff, they don't pay taxes, Ramon.
No, it's underground.
It's underground. But in the meantime, they qualify for benefits that we pay. So that's stealing. You're stealing funds. And to be honest with you, I'd rather just have them pay taxes for the profession they chose. It will make it safer for them. And then we can have a sustainable economy. They can contribute to the economy. Because right now they're not contributing anything to the economy. I believe the same with the drugs. I think drugs belong in a pharmacy and people should buy them. I feel the same way towards drugs.
Well, a lot of people are already consuming opiates, derivates from opium. Opium by itself is not regulated. It's not being careful with it. It can kill somebody, but they get medicines out of it. You
Yeah.
know, it's different.
Yeah, they
opiates.
have OxyContin, Vicodin, Percocet, Norco. All these are
Exactly.
opiates, and even
Right.
morphine is
Excuse
an
me.
opiate. Go ahead, Jose.
Well, I remember when I was
There is
Go
an
ahead,
echo,
Jose.
Don Armando.
okay, when I had my knee replacement for my left knee, would you believe they was giving me oxycodone and morphine combined?
Not
You
And it was
combined. Not
yes,
combined.
combined.
That sounds almost lethal. Very
But
dangerous.
was that in the early 2000s?
That was in 2016.
Oh my goodness, they wanted to kill you.
Yeah,
and
because
you know
of
what?
being
And
at your age.
OxyContin is highly addictive.
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
And you know what? And that's the thing. And that was the first thing that I expressed concern to the surgeons. Like, you're giving me these strong drugs out there.
Yeah.
Oxycodone, which is the opiate, and then you have codeine, morphine combined. I mean,
Mm.
the one of the things I remember one time when my father was alive, he was taking morphine for something, I don't remember what it was, and my father started to hallucinate.
Mm.
So it's like, so you're giving me these two powerful drugs, and it's a miracle I didn't get addicted.
It is because majority of people did.
Hmm.
Majority of people did. There is even shows talking about this. You can look them up. It's called The Pharmacist and Dope Sick. If you go and watch those, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Those two, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
Jesus H Christ, it's insane. So, guys, I wanna before I start closing here, I wanna get your thoughts on the case regarding the little girl, the autistic
Um,
girl and her stepdad.
Well, the only
you
thing that
know,
I can tell you with that really quick is that when they get word in prison, maybe they already have. It's gonna he's gonna be feeling sorry about that, about what he did. When it comes to the little girl and to the mother, she's going to jail. She's going to jail also, and I don't know what's gonna happen to her, but she neglected that girl so badly. I mean, she's going to jail too. She should. I don't know what about the consequences are gonna be for her, but both of them, need to go to jail. That's really
yeah,
all I have to say.
if I can just chime in on that topic, I find it absolutely disgusting that the way they assaulted sexually an innocent child, because she is a child in every sense. And how can the mother in good conscience did not intervene? I mean, that's a mother's duty. A mother's duty is to protect her children. And if she's a good mother, suspect the child is abused in that way, it is her duty to do everything possible to protect the child. The fact that allegedly, because we don't know it's true, allegedly she did not only didn't do anything to protect this sweet child, but actually made it possible for a man to have that much access to the child. I do hope that as a result of all this craziness, that the biological father be given custody, because I think it's perfectly clear the mother's not fit and the stepdad is not fit. And if the father's not granted custody, something's wrong.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, because like I said, it's a disgusting case. Oh my God, when I was reading this last night, I had to post it. I was like, this is the most disgusting thing I've read in so long. I couldn't even believe it was real. Now, Don Armando, do you have anything regarding that case? I think Don Armando probably fell asleep. But guys, I'm gonna take closing remarks so we can end the show.
No,
We're already past the
no,
hour
actually, I
mark.
do
Oh,
have
go ahead.
All right, I have closing remarks. I believe that all child molesters need to be executed. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I see that Rakim says he's going to prison unless they keep him out of population. They're going to turn him into a
Right.
pincushion. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's gonna get
Um,
pricked.
No, no,
He's
no,
gonna get
but
pricked again and
talking
again.
about that, Denise, I'm going to tell you something that I was talking to, like people that I knew that served Fed time and everything like that.
yeah, don't mention the R word or anything explicit,
Yeah.
okay?
Well, those people, they're actually in protective custody because sometimes I don't know why, we're paying our good earned tax, dollars to protect these people in jail, where they should actually be thrown in general population. But then from what I was hearing from people that I knew that served the feds, they were saying that that those people who are on PC, they actually serve as informants in the jail. So I was like, wow, and I'm like, no wonder people don't like those scumbags.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
of course they don't have any other alliance. Remember, I mean, I've never been to jail or prison. You know, I know some people that have are, you know, in this circle, but I mean, I've heard from the street, right? The knowledge on the street, the common rule of thumb when it comes to prison is that these people don't have, they don't go by the same rules that we do, and they don't have, you know, a good time in there. That's what we have heard all the time for years or decades, that they don't have a good time in there, you know. So, guys, I'm gonna start taking closing remarks. I'm gonna start with Jose, then we go to Don Armando, and finally with Ramon. Jose, final remarks.
Well, as always, Denise, thank you very much for allowing me on your platform and to discuss this matter. And I said it before and I said it again. The only ones that should decide the fate of Puerto Rico is the Puerto Ricans who actually live on the island itself. As much as I might have an opinion, I don't live there. I have never lived there. So therefore, I don't know what they're going through. And for my Neuroicans and everybody else they get butthurt simply because hearing it, I mean, that's the reality. As far as guy that allegedly did this thing, he deserves to rot in jail. And the same thing with the mother. If the allegations are true, and the child should go to the biological father. The child's going to have to undergo years of therapy to un, unscrew the screwing that she received. As always, it's a pleasure to be on your platform, and I don't know if there's going to be a backstage. If not, then we'll see each other another time.
No problem, Jose. I'm gonna put you backstage. Thank you very much for your perspective. Now I'm gonna move to Don Armando, King of the Hispanos. Your final remarks, Don Armando.
Yes. For the topic of Puerto Rico, I believe that it's Puerto Ricans that actually live there that should decide, and not other foreign forces. And for that case, with that with that young little girl, I believe that the stepfather should be executed, and the mother should be sterilized and have her rights taken away as a mother, because what she did was not as a mother. And I hope that the father gets full custody of it, so therefore that young girl could actually live a beautiful life. That's my take on this.
Absolutely. I'm gonna put you backstage, Don Armando. I believe the same thing. I think the father should have had that custody from the get-go. Unfortunately, we know the court system is not fair all the time, but I hope that now he gets it. We'll see how this gets treated. Now I'm gonna go to Ramon for final remarks. Ramon, what's your final take on this?
Well, when it comes to the whole thing about the status, that's an ongoing issue. That's something that we touched on it tonight. You touched on it, you elaborated on it, but it's still a complex issue that can be elaborated on another stream and another stream and another stream. You know that. But it was interesting. It was interesting. It was good. It was a good take that you had there, and we were able to chime in on it. And we love that little island. That's our paradise that saw us being born there, and we love it. We love it to that. We wouldn't have it any different. But when it comes to the leadership, the politics, and all of that, it's complex. I'm not seeing a solution for what's going on right now. I mean, and I wish we could actually get it together when it comes to having some discipline to lead and to actually get leadership that is actually from del patio, como decimos nosotros, that is actually local, that is actually from the island, that actually knows the issues and understands the people. And maybe, and with some discipline added to that, the island may have a better chance. But it's true. I mean, if these are a bunch of foreigners that are only looking for what is in their best interest, they're gonna keep robbing the island blind, and it's gonna be for the larger population to pay the price. And I really hope that can actually change. And this bitch, Jennifer Gonzalez, I mean, yeah, Freudian sleep, right? No, but I'm indifferent to Jennifer Lopez. I'm not really a fan like that, especially with her behavior, riding the rooster carousel, doing that for over 25 years. I mean, when does it end? That's one thing. I'm not calling her a bitch. I'm talking about Jennifer Gonzalez.
Jago.
Jago. Okay, because she's the one who keeps lining up her pockets while pushing a dead option, because pushing for something that's not going to happen. They must be getting rich out of it. They're lining up their pockets somehow, or else they wouldn't keep pushing it year after year, especially Gonzalez, because every year, everything that happens to the island, every problem that the island, any major problem that the island has, here comes Jennifer Gonzalez pushing for statehood. I mean, there is a natural disaster. Here comes Jennifer Gonzalez pushing for statehood. There is an issue when it comes to other things. There is an explosion at a substation at Palo Seco, for example, or Monacillos that actually happened. Here comes Jennifer Gonzalez pushing for statehood. Everything is pushing for statehood, as if that was kind of like a magic wand that will solve all of the problems of the island. And that's not how that works. That's not how it works. It gets annoying. She sounds like a broken record. Every little thing, every little problem that the island has, here comes Jennifer Gonzalez pushing for statehood. And I wish she would stop, because it sounded like a broken record. It's getting real old. But unfortunately, the local constituency keeps electing her. And for her to stay where she is. I mean, after getting Ricky Rosselló out of the Fortaleza, what do the people on the island do? They elect the same party again, like shake face palm. Like,
yeah, that is their job. That is their job over there in Congress. If you think about it, it's just to win the election for the New Progressive Party, because every time they're over there, they just have to keep this going in perpetuity. These nonsense bills
Yeah.
They continue in perpetuity, but it's just to show the people on the island, oh, we're working for your statehood. Vote for us. We'll keep it going.
Yeah, they'll keep going. The con, the
Yeah.
scam. That's what they're gonna keep going. Not the actual change, not actual results that are actually beneficial to the people on the island and to the island itself. But again, I appreciate you having me on your panel, on your stream. This was very interesting, informative as usual, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. Thank you for joining in, Ramo. I'm gonna put you backstage, guys. That's all the time we have for today. I want to thank everyone that showed up. Again, I want to thank my brother Rakim for that donation. Don't forget that, like I said, if you watch me constantly, it's time to open that wallet, boo, because we're not cheap out here. Okay, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care if it's $1 or $2. It's time to give a donation. It's time to support the channel with your pockets as well. Okay, so guys, before I go, I just want to say, oh, I see that MK says, well, Puerto Rico is an example of why joining the USA isn't the best choice. It ain't fun when the rabbit has the gun. It ain't fun when your fate is in someone else's hand. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of people that are pro-colonialism in other parts of the world that think that the US will solve all your problems. I've even said it even for places like Cuba and Venezuela that believe that U.S. invasion is like a great thing to happen. Well, you have an example. Like I said, if you want to experience colonialism, well, there's Guam and Puerto Rico. Go over there, live it yourself, and then come back, tell us how you're doing. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Now, guys, like I said, that has been all the time I have for today. It was a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited. This Sunday, we're going to discuss our infamous stream regarding a topic that I've said many times I'm going to have with Radical Latino. And it's a topic that concerns all of us. It has never been touched on before. And that is PL 94311. If you want to know what we're talking about, I guarantee you, if you like, because right now my most watched video is Latinos affected by Jim Crow. That's the most watched video. And I want to thank you guys for giving out almost 800 views in less than a month. Now, I want to say that if you love that episode, you're going to go insanely crazy over PL 94311. You do not want to miss that episode. That episode is so important. It's going to be one of the most triggering, mind-blowing, pride-crushing episodes, especially for our beloved Slow Taps. Is going to redefine your concept of Latinidad, is going to redefine many things for you. If you don't want to miss this episode, remember, hit that bell for notification and press all. Whenever I go live, it will let you know with a notification 30 minutes before, and then it will let you know when I am live. So trust me, I am not bluffing on this one. You don't want to miss that episode. That episode is going to be insane. I'll see you guys here on Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to discuss what is PL 94311. You're going to hear from me and Radical on Sunday. Anyway, guys, it was a pleasure. Thank you for allowing me into your home and your devices. As usual, this was another great one for Latinsplaining. See you guys later.